He called himself the greatest, and the world believed him. But decades after his final fight, one question still echoes through boxing gyms, barbershops, and arenas worldwide. Was Muhammad Ali truly the greatest fighter of all time, or just the most famous? Today, we're going back into the ring to settle it once and for all. This is not just a highlight reel. This is a legacy. This is Muhammad Ali. Born Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. in Louisville, Kentucky in 1942, Ali wasn't supposed to be a boxer. He was just a 12-year-old kid when his bike got stolen. Angry and determined, he told a police officer he wanted to whoop the thief. That officer happened to run a boxing gym. The rest? History. Ali would go on to dominate the amateur circuit, winning 6 Kentucky Golden Gloves titles and 2 National Golden Gloves. Boxing at a young age, Cassius Clay took part in the 1960 Rome Olympics at the age of 18 and won the medal. He amazed the world with his way of moving in the ring, fast, light, almost dancing, and at the same time precise and powerful. Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee, this is the motto that accompanies him throughout his career. Returning to the United States after the Olympic victory, he did not find the glory he expected and felt he deserved. I remember going to a restaurant one day with the Olympic medal, and they told me, "We Cassius Clay throws the gold medal into the Ohio River as a protest against segregation." Turning professional, he faced many boxers and won all his fights. In 1964, he appeared undefeated to challenge the world heavyweight title holder, Sonny Liston. Clay started as an underdog, but became known for his overwhelming personality and brash, provocative ways. "I'm young, I'm handsome, I'm strong, and no one can ever knock me down." And Cassius verbally assaults, mocks his opponent in public without any reverential fear for a champion considered at the time to be an invincible punching machine. He surprisingly wins the fight by KO in the 7th round and becomes world champion. After the victory, he amazes everyone again by announcing his conversion to Islam, the new name Muhammad Ali has taken on, beloved of God. Joins the Black Muslim movement and the Nation of Islam. The organization argues that the true religion of blacks in Africa, Black Muslims, do not want integration and fight for the birth of a nation of only African Americans territorially separate from that of whites. A radical idea just when Martin Luther King is fighting against segregation and for civil rights. Ali's rapprochement with Islam had begun in the early 1960s, shortly after winning the Olympic medal in 1962. Ali had met a Malcolm X among the major leaders of the African American movement. A deep friendship had developed between the two, a sort of brotherhood, and Malcolm had played an important role in bringing Ali closer to and then joining the Nation of Islam, led by Elijah Muhammad, and powerful leader. But between the latter and Malcolm X, who had been the Nation of Islam's spokesman for years, relations deteriorated and Malcolm decided to leave. Ali's second act gave us the most iconic fights in boxing history. First came Joe Frazier in 1970, 2 undefeated champions. Madison Square Garden, the fight of the century. Frazier dropped Ali with a left hook and handed him his first loss. But the rivalry had just begun. Then came the Rumble in the Jungle in 1974, Ali versus George Foreman. Foreman was younger, stronger, a destroyer. Most thought Ali was walking into a death sentence, but Ali introduced the world to rope-a-dope. He leaned on the ropes, let Foreman punch himself out, and in the 8th round, boom! Ali knocked him out. The king was back on his throne. And finally, the Thrilla in Manila, 1975. Ali versus Frazier III. A brutal, hellish war in 100-degree heat. They traded shots for 14 rounds, pure punishment. Frazier's corner stopped it before the 15th. Ali said it was the closest thing to death he'd ever felt. These weren't just fights, they were epics. And Ali wasn't just a fighter, he was a myth in real time. By the late 70s, the wars had taken their toll. Ali was slowing down. But he couldn't walk away. In 1980, he returned to fight Larry Holmes. It was painful to watch. Holmes didn't just beat him, he carried him. Ali never should have been in that ring. One more fight in 1981. A loss to Trevor Berbick. Then it was over. Not long after, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. The tremors, the slowed speech, they were heartbreaking. But Ali faced it with the same courage he showed in the ring. He lit the Olympic flame in 1996, shaking but proud. He remained a global ambassador for peace and dignity. Ali died in 2016, but he had already become immortal. Ali's greatness can't be measured in just wins and losses. Yes, he was a 3-time heavyweight champion. Yes, he beat the best of his era, Liston, Frazier, Foreman, Norton. But Ali was bigger than boxing. He was a civil rights icon, a global figure of resistance, a symbol of black pride and anti-establishment courage. He inspired athletes to speak out, long before it was safe or popular. LeBron James, Serena Williams, Colin Kaepernick, they all walk in his shadow. Ali showed that you can be great and bold and unapologetically yourself and still change the world. So was Ali the best boxer ever? Technically, maybe not. His defense was flawed. He took too many shots. He lost 5 times. He stayed too long. But greatness is more than perfection. It's about moments, impact, legacy. Ali beat monsters. Ali stood up to governments. Ali gave the voiceless a voice. He made boxing poetic. He made resistance heroic. He made us feel something every time he opened his mouth or threw a punch. The truth is, there may be better technicians, but no one mattered more than Ali. He was more than a champion. He was a revolution. If this story moved you, make sure to hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more legendary moments from the world of combat sports. This is Global Combat Arena, where icons never fade.